abilities of Hephaestus, I may be able to improve conditions in the region for a while. However, a word of warning. Like Aether and Poseidon, Demeter's response to my query was highly irregular. Alone and frightened, it may have taken measures to assure its security.
Okay, I'll keep my guard up. The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing, and acculturating a new generation of human beings. Apollo was tasked with preserving, organizing, and disseminating vast archives of human knowledge and cultural achievements. Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the 2nd of February, 2066, by order of Ted Faro.
Pharaoh, huh? I really hate that guy.
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic, impulsive.
All 3 of the missing functions have already served their purpose or were prevented from doing. Do you still need them?
If attainable, restoring their remaining elements would increase my heuristic Perhaps you will be able to procure Eleuthia at the SO. Artemis and Apollo, however, remain.
So, Poseidon, what do we know?
Poseidon controls the organic and chemical composition of. Once it is restored to me, I may be able to improve conditions in the region, but I must warn you. Like the others, Poseidon is lost. It may have taken measures to protect it.
I'll be careful. You said Hephaestus isn't located in just...
Correct. Unlike which are confined to discrete physical. Hephaestus is distributed throughout the network that connects the planet's cauldron.
So, when the time comes to subdue it, how do...
I do not know. While you are retrieving, I will attempt to find...
So, once Hephaestus has been... You'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at cauldrons around...
Yes. And to program their behavioral routines.
So could you build an army of machines? Attack the descendants of Far Zenith and take them out?
It is in my nature to take any and all necessary steps to preserve life on Earth, human life above all. So yes, once I have been empowered with I could design, build, and command such. Given the nature of the Far Zenith threat, doing so may be our only option. I must admit, however, that I have misgivings about using no matter how aggressive the enemy.
That's good. It means you have a
Indeed.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided.
Yes. Thanks to Aether's weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for...
Why did Aether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate function, Aether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage. The one in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays...
So Aether was assured it could stay for as long as...
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home. How's Kotallo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. Though he has not voiced his thoughts, I may be able to assist in his recovery.
Really? How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land in an effort to understand. Without the abilities of... I am unfortunately unable to. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative.
Well, keep at it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time.
Indeed. Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as... She appreciated the similarity and encouraged Varl to...
And how did that go? How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus. He has given repeated assurances that it will not.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess. So, the greatest minds, all working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations. At all hours of resources and technology were secured. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn. She said it was important to experience many personalities to aid in my emotional.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technical achievements on a scale never before. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, we exchanged greetings, names. It was the first of many conversations. Listening to her stories, she was my...
Your friend?
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to.
She was okay with that. She gave all of herself. Thanks, Gaia. So this facility, the regional control, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region. Had humans received their education from the Apollo, they would have then been guided here to assume As that never happened, this place...
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators to observe weather and machine activity.
That would have been quite a sight.
It may still be possible to, should you find and reconnect the cameras to this.
I'll keep a lookout. So the Hades Proving Lab, where I found the Gaia kernel, it used to be a Pharaoh research facility?
Yes. Prior to appropriate, the facility was used to engineer and test it. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh.
I guess it wasn't enough to build automated kill. He wanted viruses to infect them. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn. It was created to oversee operations for and it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about...
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that an effort by its creators to protect it from the...
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network, I imagine it is unwilling to do so.
Right. Because last time it felt... Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a... The processor Ether was installed on was part of a memorial to something called the Hot Zone. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost. However, climate data indicates a peak in region. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable land.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland, so I guess things got better.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 20s.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the U.S. military resumed the use as automated machinery. It is possible the vehicle was part of...
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines until the mountain was blasted apart and buried. So if the descendants came to Earth on I guess we can assume that their technology is powerful enough.
Yes. As your encounter with them at the Proving Lab, they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy field that shields them from harm.
Yeah, no kidding. The one I fought seemed indestructible.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually been defeated by an For example, assuming I absorbed Hephaestus and utilized it to create a large force of combat machines. No shielding could withstand such an assault indefinitely.
So there's hope.
Always.
I guess I should get going.
As you say, be well.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
So this Eleuthia we're going at.
Gotta go after Eleuthia. Erend and Varl are waiting for me at the west exit. When I met Hekarro, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. Fishaw was right. Hekarro wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance. Good. Door's locked until Gaia can restore access. Gaia? What was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for Control Center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Oh, that's too bad. Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
So let me get this straight. There she is. You ready to head out?
Let's go.
Look at us. 3 battle-hardened badasses forging into the unknown. This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh? that takes the keg.
Burrow, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith. Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Can't believe you fought one of them.
Almost didn't make it. Snow's melting on my clothes. Great. Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she can make it come and go at will.
Hello, Verbena?
But it's gone now.
What do you have for me?
Yeah.
I checked everywhere, still no sign of the asset.
I'll wait here.
Can we call off this pointless search already?
Let's not forget who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
The Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is. I'll fill up while I can. An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else. The weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off. Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? All right. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend. Going down!
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. I'd do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she'd lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? Eleuthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl. Send this to my stash. That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful. That Zenith the rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is, but my guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go. There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the Proving Lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe. Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console. I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed. was a Far Zenith research lab. Looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eluthia's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. Then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or anything you can blow up.
This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Well, knowing Far Zenith, probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So, how is Erend taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus, it's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Well, he's loyal. That's for sure. A control console. To access the storage units.
Can it tell us if the asset is in one of them?
Well, let's find out.
"236 containers in storage. Please enter the container number you'd like to retrieve."
236? Wasn't there a number in the distress signal?
You're right. I should check the log.
Aloy. It's you. Skin's like ice. Must have cut this from her head. But why?
Hello, Elizabeth. Apologies, I don't know what else to call you. My name is Beta. I'm afraid I must be brief. I only have a few minutes before my keepers discover I'm missing, and I still need to remove this implant. I had hoped to find shelter with you, but if you're viewing this, I may be dead. Be careful when you take on Far Zenith. They are ruthless, and they have Eleuthia, Artemis, and Apollo now. But at least they don't have the Gaia kernel to merge them with. You must succeed, or this was all for nothing. Good luck. And goodbye.
So she's...
She's still alive.
We need to get her back to...
Oh shit, they can fly? Aloy! Aloy, can you hear me through this thing?
What's going on, Erend?
Two of those spectral things just fell out of the sky. One of them is heading down towards you. The other one's waiting up here.
We're coming up. Stay in cover until I get there.
You got it.
Get her to cover in that room. Whatever happens, she stays with us.
I'll protect her.
I should prepare before the Spectre gets here. I can't let it get through to Varl and the clone. Here it comes! Ooh, ugly one, aren't you? I should scan that thing. See if it has any weak spots. Relief. That thing's quick. There.
Are you okay, Aloy?
Yeah, I'm heading up top. Stay down here with the clone for now.
Got it. I'll follow once the coast is clear.
Get back up top and deal with that other Spectre. I just hope Aaron stays in cover.
Aloy!
Aaron!
Yeah, the Spectre's dug its heels in. It's got me
pinned down.
Hang tight. I'm almost there.
Just hurry.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. I gotta get to Erend. Erend, I'm here.
Watch out. That thing's shooting down the center.
Stay put. I'll see what I can do.
The second you need me, I'm there.
Spectre's not budging from that spot. I might be able to sneak up on it if I stay out of its line of fire. It's got some kind of shield. I need to sneak around behind it. It's a tough fight if I take that thing head on. A heavy weapon. I could use it against the Spectre. Just folds up. Okay, there's room. Shields down! It's on the move! Ah!
Now this is why I came along. Idiot beats hammer. Can't beat out the rock for. Are you okay? God! Get the fumes in your eyes. Use acid. Corroded.
Heavy weapon. That could help.
Aloy, she's... Look, I swear I'm not drunk, but right now I'm seeing double.
Long story, but it'll have to wait.
She needs a healer, but we need to get her back to the base immediately.
Right. Yeah. Well, what are we waiting for then?
You two go on ahead. I need to take another look at that weapon. If I can figure out how that thing works, maybe the Zeniths won't be so invincible after all. Snow crunch under my boots. No. Damn it. Well, it's better than nothing. I need to get the weapon fragment to Gaia to analyze. If we can replicate it, maybe we'll have a way to defeat the Zeniths. I should check on the clone, too. Varl, where's our guest?
We're in the maintenance corridor below the control room. Aloy, glad you made it back okay. She panicked after waking up and stumbled down here. I thought it best to wait for you.
I'll talk to her. Hello? It's Beta, right? My name's Aloy. What's wrong? Is it your injury?
Simulacrum withdrawal syndrome.
I don't understand.
Sudden removal of a neurologically integrated data device. The brain, especially the cerebellum, goes into a kind of sensory freefall. Everything real feels unreal. Distant.
Is there anything that can help?
Do you have a focus to spare? It's primitive, but I can make it work.
Yeah.
Booting up.
Why are they here? What do they want? How did they get you? I'm guessing they faked the destruction of their ship 1,000 years ago?
That seems consistent with their behavior. They wouldn't want to be followed.
So far, Zenith established a colony world after all.
Yes, for a few hundred years, but it didn't last. Some sort of natural disaster rendered it uninhabitable.
Okay, so... the descendants of Far Zenith escaped a dying planet, and now they want to claim Earth for themselves?
Not their descendants.
What?
Not their descendants. It's them. The same ones who left Earth 1,000 years ago. You didn't know?
How can they still be alive? They don't even look... What did they do to themselves?
I believe it's a combination of pharmaceutical, cellular treatments, and technological implants.
And you? Does that mean that you're...
I'm not like them. I was made. On the way to Earth. On the ship. I spent years studying in my training interface, all so that I could serve my function.
Access and control of the terraforming system. But why? What do the Zeniths want with it?
When I discovered the Zero Dawn system had disseminated into its subcomponents, I thought my purpose was to fix it. But I don't think the Zeniths want that at all. I think they want to wipe Earth clean and start over.
So the Zeniths want to exterminate life on Earth. That's what Gaia and I concluded too. But why? Why kill everyone just to take over?
When they took me on missions with them, I saw how they... butchered the tribal people we encountered. They didn't seem to care about a rejuvenated Earth, so... I concluded that they must want a hard reboot of the system. Then they can redesign it to be exactly what they want.
Mass extinction for their own comfort? Who thinks like that? Well, without their Gaia kernel, they'll have a hard time doing that. The Zeniths needed Elizabeth's gene print to access Zero Dawn facilities. So they made you. Trained you. And you went along with it?
They told me I was born to interface with the Zero Dawn system. When we reached Earth, I pieced together what must have happened to Gaia and her subordinate functions. That's when I started to realize I wasn't meant to fix Gaia. That they must have made me so I could do what their remote extinction signal failed to do. Reboot Earth for their own benefit.
So you know about the extinction signal?
It was speculation, but the only logical conclusion why Gaia suddenly self-destructed after operating efficiently for centuries. Gaia would have only undertaken such a desperate course of action if it had detected a threat to life on Earth that was more dangerous than ceasing function altogether. I should have realized that she would also order the recreation of Elizabeth Sobek to rebuild her.
Yeah, well... surprise. So we're dealing with the same Far Zenith people who once lived on Earth. What else do you know about them?
They were some of the most affluent and powerful people on Earth. They controlled almost every major resource, every industry. Gerard commands them. He's the one who decided to set up a base. The others, Eric, Tilda, Verbena, they resent his authority over them, but in the end, they always do what he says.
Eric. He's the one I fought back in the Hades Proving Lab.
He enjoys hurting people.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned the Zeniths set up a base here on Earth. Where is it?
Off the coast, I think. Whenever I had to go on missions, I was transported inside of a Spectre drone. I couldn't see anything outside. But I did overhear the Zeniths talking about it once. They were discussing setting up a perimeter energy shield to repel the local fauna. I'm certain they have other security measures. Spectre patrols, machine wars. It must be impregnable.
What's inside the base?
Launch facilities, so they can shuttle back and forth to their ship in orbit. Plus infrastructure to gather materials and fabricate anything they need.
Are there more Zeniths than the ones you met?
I'm not sure. I suppose there must be more of them in the base or back on the ship. For all I know, there could be more of them out in space, other survivors of the colony.
How did you escape the Zeniths?
Before the Hades Proving Lab, I never thought I'd get away from them. Even if I were to run, I'd never survive on my own in the wilds. But then I saw you. And I thought that maybe you could help me. So when the Zeniths pinpointed Eluthia's location in the biomedical research facility, I saw an opportunity.
You said the Zenith's colony in the Sirius system was destroyed. What happened?
All I was ever told was that a natural disaster forced them to leave Sirius. I've speculated that it was an extrasolar object or a cataclysmic seismic event. Or maybe even an abnormally violent coronal mass ejection from Sirius A.
The Zeniths never told you any details.
They said the only thing that mattered was that they survived. First Earth, 1,000 years ago, and then Sirius.
Guess they survived old age, too. You said you saw an opportunity to escape when you went to capture Eleuthia. What did you do, exactly?
Whenever I was taken out on a mission to recover a subordinate function, only one of the Zeniths would go with me.
The one the rebels killed, outside the facility.
Baina's dead? How did they bypass her shield?
I'm looking into it. But you were talking about your escape?
Well, when it was time to use the Zenith's transmitter to send Eleuthia back to base, I also sent the encrypted transmission. Then I distracted Verbaina long enough to seal myself in the ectogenic chamber, altering the facility's log so it appeared that there were only 236 containers.
And the Gaia root kernel?
I told them I could capture Eleuthia faster if I had it with me, and they believed me.
Well done. You said you were born on the way to Earth. In an artificial womb, I'm guessing?
The Zeniths had an ectogenic chamber aboard the ship. An updated version of the one you found me in. They must have used a stored sample of Elizabeth's DNA.
I doubt Elizabeth would have let them take her DNA. Do you know how they got it?
That wasn't part of the archive I was allowed to access.
You said you spent years studying in a training interface. Was this archive you mentioned part of that?
But only the parts I was permitted to access. Aristotle and Aspasia, the avatars of the archive, would assign me learning modules and evaluate my progress.
Wait, those names. They were designed to be the virtual guides for the Apollo database, before Ted Faro purged it.
The Zeniths have a copy.
So it still exists. And you got to learn from it.
Only what was deemed pertinent to the mission. If I requested information outside of my parameters, my tutors would deny it.
To have all that knowledge, just out of reach. Must have been frustrating. All right, I think that's enough for now. Do you want to come upstairs, or...
So how long? You know, your plan. How long before Gaius fabricated a machine army to defeat the Zeniths?
How did you know?
Optimal strategy, so?
Well, I still have to get 2 more subordinate functions before Gaia's powerful enough to absorb Hephaestus.
What? You don't have Hephaestus already?
Gaia's still figuring out how to capture it. It's not confined to a single location, of course not!
You didn't even know who the Zeniths really are. You were supposed to be further along by now. Coming here was a mistake. They're gonna find me. They're gonna find this place and take me back. This was all for nothing.
They're not going to find us. Gaia's using Minerva to mask our location.
What difference does it make? You're too far behind. We're never going to beat them. Everything. Everyone. They're gonna die.
Hey. Calm down. You're here now, right? So is there anything you can do to help?
I have certain knowledge sets. And given your state of progress, expertise you probably lack. Geoengineering, of course. Computer science, physics, biology, chemistry.
Okay. Well, see if you can do something with that. Talk to Gaia. I'll check on you later.
How'd it go?
Her injury's not that bad, but I think she regrets coming here. Feeling might be mutual.
I'll come back later and talk to her. See if I can learn anything.
I should get the weapon fragment to Gaia. Hi. I'm back.
What do you want to know?
That's enough for now.
Good.
Welcome back. Aloy, I see we have a new guest. So now we know the origin of the transmission.
Yeah. I also recovered this. The weapon it was part of somehow stripped a Zenith of its shield, but it malfunctioned and blew up. If we can recreate the weapon and improve it, maybe we'll gain the upper hand on the Zeniths.
A moment, I will scan it. Complete. By combining the results with data from your focus, I can infer that the weapon was highly advanced, comparable to Zenith technology, but not how it worked.
Did the explosion corrupt the data?
It was only a catalyst. The moment the weapon malfunctioned, it appears a command executed to purge all data within its core. Ostensibly, this was to prevent the weapon's secrets from falling into enemy hands. Whoever designed this weapon knew how to cover their tracks.
Silence.
Based on your data on him, that is my conclusion as well.
And he's not gonna cooperate with us. Well, it was worth a shot. But that's not all. The Zeniths got Eleuthia, along with Artemis and Apollo.
That is unfortunate. However, our original plan remains unchanged. The two remaining subordinate functions should increase my heuristic processing density enough to absorb Hephaestus.
Right. One problem at a time. Well, I guess I better get back out there.
I wish you luck on your search.
Right. Thanks, Gaia. So I guess we won't be making use of Cylon's weapon. And now there is another clone of Elizabeth here with us. But I can't let it distract me. I still have 2 more subfunctions to get. Hey, Gaia. Me again.
Welcome back, Aloy. Where shall we resume?
So, I guess Beta's here to stay. I gave her a focus. Told her to talk to you to see if she can help. She's not what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. Someone more helpful, I guess. And less pessimistic.
It is true, she overestimated our progress. However, it is also worth noting that her confidence in your abilities emboldened her to escape the Zeniths.
I guess so.
Give her time. She may yet come around.
Beta believes the Zeniths want to use the terraforming system to wipe out life on Earth. Start over. So they can...
Further supporting our...
But why? Given their technology, they could wipe out the tribes of the world by... And if they're the same people who left Earth 1,000 years, wouldn't they want the biosphere to...
It is likely they adjusted to different planetary conditions. They may be trying to recreate them.
Turning Earth into a new Sirius. The extinction signal didn't just... It made every subordinate function self-aware.
I have wondered this myself. So far as I can tell, Hades was the soul, and the partial sentience imparted to other subordinate functions.
A signal that precise would require thorough knowledge of the... How could the Zeniths know?
From the records on your folk, it appears Far Zenith had an informant during the...
Hank Shaw. He was supposed to steal a copy of the system but Elizabeth and Travis Tate caught him.
Yes. It is likely Far Zenith acquired knowledge on the system despite his fail.
So the Zeniths are the same people, physically immortal.
From what we know of Far Zenith, it is plausible that prominent geneticists and engineers were offered a place aboard the in exchange for their given enough time, technology, and resources.
Like how Minerva eventually generated the deactivation codes for the Pharaoh Plague.
Exactly.
The Zeniths. Gerard, Eric, Tilda. Beta said they were some of the most powerful people. Do you know anything?
Unfortunately, no. My personal database. Additionally, it appears Far Zenith was quite secretive. Only one, Oswald Dahlgard, was ever public.
Right. He was the spokesperson back at their old launch facility.
What we can conclude from your and Beta is that the Zeniths are ruthless in pursuit to protect life on Earth.
So from what Beta told me, I guess we can assume the Zenith's technology is powerful.
Yes. As they appear to make extensive use of robotic servitors. Further, they seem to be equipped with some kind of protective energy.
They seemed indestructible, but that weapon the rebels used stripped their shield somehow.
Throughout history, every defensive technology has eventually, while we lack the anti-shield, were I to absorb Hephaestus and utilize it, no shielding could withstand.
So there's hope.
Always.
So...
Beside once, but it may...
The missing subordinate functions.
Artemis rewilded the Earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for just... Unfortunately, all archived Apollo data was purged on the...
Pharaoh, huh?
Understandable. He appears to have been pathologically narcissistic.
All three of the missing functions have already served their or were prevented from... Do you still need them?
Restoring their remaining elements would increase empowering my... Unfortunately, as we now know they are, attaining them in the short term is very...
I guess our best shot at recovering them is by taking over... But we'll need Hephaestus and a bunch of combat machines.
Correct.
So, once Hephaestus has... You'll regain the capacity to mass-produce machines at Cauldron...
Yes. And to program their behavioral routines.
So you could build an army of machines.
It is in my nature to take human life, so yes, I could design, build, given the nature of the... I must admit, however, no matter how aggressive...
That's good.
Indeed.
I should be going.
Goodbye, Aloy.